Welcome back to Random Tasks. We are here once again with my son's Micro Mini scooter, which has yet another problem. We were told that the rear wheel wasn't really working anymore, wasn't moving. So I took the wheel off. Unfortunately, I did it off camera, and the bearing just basically exploded. There was it seized up, it had rusted, and all the small ball bearings came out, which is not what you want to happen. So there are two options when it happens. You can either order some new bearings, and the dimensions for that I believe are 8mm inner diameter, 22 outer, but I'll show you more in a minute on that. Or you can order a replacement wheel that has the bearings already in it. I've gone that route, so what I've done is temporarily I put the wheel back in just to show you how to remove it. It is fairly simple. You don't really need any other tools other than a Allen wrench. So I will get into that and show you how it's all done. So a little tip, just make it easier. If you have one of these and haven't worked it out yet, you can actually take the handle off the base of the scooter. It just makes things easier to work with. If you flip it over, there's a little, see this red thing in here, press that down, and then that'll release the handle. I should just be able to drop it. Or with my foot off camera. There. And that makes it a little bit easier to work on this on the bench. Okay, so all you need is a 4mm Allen wrench. It goes right in here, and then you just unscrew it. Now, you might just need to push that down a bit if it's in the way, but get that nice and loose. It's not very long. It just screws into a threaded insert. Now, obviously, I've taken the bearings out of this, which is why it's a bit weird. Okay, with that removed, if you look down there, you can see there's the end of a threaded insert that's sticking in there. All you need to do is just take a screwdriver and push that out. And then on this side, you can see the head of that. So just kind of pry it out like that. There. That's quite dirty, so I'm going to do what I like to do and clean it up with some steel wool, a bit of WD-40 before I put everything in. But before that, if I just lift up, ta-da, wheel falls out. Now again, the bearings are removed from this one already. You can see how dirty and nasty this was. This is only a 1.5 years old, and the bearings rusted up. Not great. But then again, my son does have a habit of riding this thing through puddles, getting all wet, so there you go. So just take a bit of WD-40, spray it liberally on there, and then get your steel wool and just rub it down, and all that gunk and grime and light surface rust should come right off. And there you have it, much better, nice and smooth and clean. When I originally took this out, because it was so rusted, I really had to push hard with the screwdriver to get it out. So I will make sure to grease it up before I put it back in. So here are the two new wheels that I bought. Why did I buy two? Because they were sold as a pair. It was £5. And these are really cheap. And this was, by the way, an official micro scooter wheel. So the bearings only lasted 1.5 years. I don't expect these to last incredibly long, but honestly, my son's going to outgrow this thing in the next year anyway, so I just need to last that long. I don't have a lot of hope for these. These bearings already feel very stiff, not very smooth. Whatever, it'll work. So you can see here how there's bearings on either side. These are sealed bearings. That's a 22 millimeter outer diameter, 8 millimeter inner diameter, and just by measuring from here to here, between 7 and 8 millimeters thick. So if you do want to actually just replace the bearings, then you can look for those. However, you can also see that this wheel has started to develop some flat spots. The reason I replaced it in the first place was because the wheel that came on it was super flat in one spot, which came from a lot of skids. So I figured may as well just replace the wheel. Anyway, apparently this one has some LEDs in it which will light up. Wasn't what I really wanted to get, but it was what was for sale on Amazon. So that's that. So I'm gonna get some grease and install this. So I've got my favorite Kugellager Fett, which is near an empty, but yeah, I've had it for years. I've just greased that up just to make it easier to stick in there, and then hopefully in the future when this does fail, because I'm sure it will, make it easier for it to come out. So going to put the wheel in there, and you can see it just kind of pops nicely into place, and that looks to be lined up. And then I'm going to stick this in from the other side. Okay, you can see I've stuck that in. It takes a little bit of finagling with the get the wheel in place, but pushed it in. You can see the threaded insert that's come out there. So I'll just stick this in to here, and I should really just put the camera on a stand, but I'm too lazy, and I can start screwing this in. Okay, so that's in. It spins, well, it spins better than before. It's not as smooth as I would like, but it'll do the trick. So put there, get the handle, stick that back in, and there, all done. So hopefully that'll last until my son has outgrown it, and then probably be giving away for free, because I wouldn't feel right taking money for this thing. Anyway, I hope this has been useful for anyone who has one of these types of scooters and needs to replace one of the wheels. I'm sure I'll probably be making use of that second wheel at some point before my son grows out of this, but yeah. So that's it for now. Hope you all enjoyed it, and please like and subscribe, and we'll be back next time on Random Tasks with another random video, whatever else breaks in my house. Thanks.